Hello friends, this video on Weather, Climate and Adaptations Part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So, the one most important thing in case of fishes are the gills, fins, tails, because all these parts are present in fishes but they are not present in other organisms because they need to live in water. So, they need to breathe underwater. So, they need something to substitute the lungs which are present in human beings. Correct? They need to swim through water, so they need something to reduce the resistance of water so that they can swim smoothly. So these are some of the adaptation of fishes. So let us look at the adaptation of birds. So where do we see birds most of the time? So we see birds either flying or on the branch of trees. So those are the common places where we get to see a lot of birds. So something special about birds which we notice, they can fly. Now what helps them to fly? So one thing is their streamlined body. Again, if you look at the body structure of birds, so they also have quite narrow ends but a wider middle part. So that streamlined body helps to reduce the air friction, and that's how it helps them to fly. They have long flight feathers and tail. Structure wise, they have the feathers which actually help them in flying, and also the tail which controls their direction during flight, because while flying they also change their direction, turning right and left. Lightweight. Now, due to their hollow bones, the bones of birds are not solid, they are hollow from inside. Now, anything which is hollow from inside will definitely be light in weight. Now, since they have light weight, therefore it is easier for them to move from one place to another. So that also helps them to fly from one place to another. Good eyesight. If you compare the size of eyes for birds with respect to their body, you will see that their eyes are quite large compared to their body size, because birds are not that big, right? But compared to that, they have got quite big eyes, and since most of the time they are in air flying from one place to another, so they really need to have a good eyesight so that they are able to catch their prey. So that's one thing in catching prey, because sometimes their prey might be on the ground and they are flying high, so they need to notice their prey. That's one thing. Secondly, whenever they want to come down, they really need to land safely and avoid crashing with any other object. So for that also they really need to have a good eyesight. So good eyesight helps in safe landing, and it also sometimes helps to find a prey. Different types of beaks for different food habits. Now, if you observe the beaks for different birds, you will see that they are very much different from one another. So the beaks are as per their food habits. For example, if you talk about a parrot, so the beak of a parrot is more like this, curved kind of thing. So why is it like this? Because for parrots, they mostly feed on seeds. So this kind of beak helps in cracking the seeds. Again, you talk about birds like duck. So in case of duck, you will see that they have got a flat beak with a tiny hole in it. Why? Because since they spend a lot of time in water, so this tiny hole will actually help in filtering whatever they are eating, because they are going to eat something picking it up from water or muddy areas near water. Again, if you talk about eagle, so eagle, they have a very strong beak, and that is used for tearing meat, because eagles feed on other dead animals. And woodpeckers, so if you look at woodpeckers, they have a very long beak. So if you compare their beak compared to their body size, it is like very big. So this beak helps in drilling holes. That is why woodpeckers are famous for woodpecker, because they drill holes in the wood. So they are popular for drilling holes, and their beak helps in drilling holes. A lot of other birds with smaller beaks, they help them to eat grains or small insects. So a lot of birds like sparrows, they have smaller beak. So that's how for different birds, again, you have different types of beaks, different types of body structure based on their specific habitat, based on their specific food habit. So that will vary from one bird to another. They migrate during unfavorable climate. So this is something very interesting with birds. Now, it is very common in birds. However, it also happens for other animals also. Now, birds, what do? Is, now whenever the environment or the climate becomes unfavorable at a particular place, so they, in a group, they migrate from that place and go to some other place to spend that, to pass that unfavorable time. For example, let us say they are living in a particular region, and when winter sets in, that is when the temperature is going to be very, very cold, it becomes very difficult for the birds to manage winters. So what do? They migrate to regions which are comparatively warmer. So they all will move together in groups, and in fact they can even travel thousands of kilometers. They can even travel 16,000 kilometers to escape extreme climates. And again, when the favorable conditions return back, they come back to the same place. Now, one interesting thing that you might be thinking is, how do these birds get to know where exactly to go? So these birds, they also have got some kind of sense within them which tells them that which side will have which type of weather. Now, as they keep moving from one place to another, they can also gauge, looking at the change in climatic conditions, they can gauge where the weather would be suitable for them. Now, not only birds, but it is also, this kind of migration is also seen in other animals like fishes, insects, mammals. So all of them migrate, but the concept of migration is more popular with birds. So that is why in some regions, sometimes in certain seasons, you will see some new types of birds which might have migrated from some other place. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.